Okay, very good morning to all of you. This is Mahmoud Al-Bur'i. I'm the president of FIABCI-Emirates. It gives me great pleasure and honor to welcome you all today to the UAE-Georgia real estate briefing event. So this is a work that has been done by the FIABCI-Georgia leadership. So thank you so much, Lika and Kate, and thank you Property Georgia for all the support. This is just the beginning of collaboration between us here in Georgia and UAE real estate market. What I want to say today is that yes, COVID has reversed a lot of things and has pushed us to rethink a lot of things. Real estate industry is one of the industries that will benefit the most, because if you remember at the beginning of COVID, we were saying stay safe, stay home. So home is the most important asset. So what we see now is a disruption in different sectors and different assets. A lot of people now look at diversifying their investments and portfolio beyond their geography and local market. And that's why such an international dialogue between two markets like UAE and Georgia real estate market is a very important beginning for us to connect the real estate players in the two markets, get them a platform where they can channel business opportunities, investment, funding, marketing projects in the two countries. So this is just the virtual part of it. We hope soon to have a delegation from the UAE coming and visiting Georgia and vice versa, where we exchange ideas and business opportunities. Both of our chapters are new chapters in FIABCI, almost a year. And this is an opportunity for us to build synergy and build a partnership for the best of interest of our members. So again, thank you so much, Lika and Kate, for the leadership. Thank you for taking the initiative. And I'm looking forward to working closely with you on connecting the real estate players here from the UAE and Georgia, creating business opportunities. There are opportunities for developers, there are opportunities for brokers. The real estate laws and regulations are advanced in both countries, and foreign direct investment is welcome, and it's a friendly business environment for foreign investment. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and I now leave the speech to the leadership of FIABCI-Georgia. Thank you so much.
Dear Mahmoud, thank you so much for your impressive opening remarks and insights you have shared. As you mentioned, yes, we need to live in a safe environment, and hope is the best asset and the best investment what the people can have. COVID has learned a lot of lessons for us. I would like to greet all the participants, our honored speakers. Actually, we're so happy and we're so thrilled that we have an opportunity to cooperate with the newly established chapter of FIABCI-Emirates. We congratulate and wish successful, flourishing future, and we are sure that we have a lot of we can have a lot of ties and links to cooperate. For us, it's great pleasure to cooperate personally with Mahmoud, as he's an experienced international real estate professional as the new leader, and we're really excited to have his support and with mutual efforts to organize today's briefing and also to plan ahead many fruitful activities. Because actually cooperation between two chapters aims to build evolving investment ties between two countries. As Mahmoud already mentioned, we have a lot of prospects in direction of cooperation in hospitality, real estate fields, in transportation, logistics, construction industry, environments, sustainable topics. So the main objective of our federation actually is to support this kind of cooperation, facilitate attraction of investments, and also help and support business cooperation and knowledge sharing between various players and stakeholders who are related to real estate ecosystem and industry, nationally and internationally as well. And what is also important in my favorite direction is that we can implement together educational programs in real estate and also raise awareness about healthy, sustainable approaches in real estate and construction sector. I will just very briefly cover information about FIABCI-Georgia, which was established in 2019 with the initiative of Property Georgia and with tremendous support of Georgian companies, developers, brokers, city planners. Today we actually embrace up to 30 members, and we're growing and expanding our contacts, and like we're developing as a hub in the real estate sector. As you mentioned, Mahmoud, after COVID rebound, we can have a lot of prospects. We have learned lessons, and we can plan ahead new activities with new mindset and with new approaches. Luckily today, we can announce very good news to our participants, as after strict COVID lockdowns, we are planning the first physical international event in Georgia. It will be international because we are open to host all of you. We are open to host trade missions from various countries. This will be FIABCI-Georgia's National Trade Excellence Gala Award Ceremony, which is called the Oscars of the Real Estate Industry. So this will be first of its kind event in the region, in Georgia itself. The event is supported by the leading Georgian commercial bank, Bank of Georgia, also investment bank, Alton-Taggart, and digital area. The winning projects will be selected by a jury panel composed of leading industry experts from Georgia and from various countries based on the international recognized FIABCI criteria, scoring system, and winners will have amazing opportunity to submit their project to International Trade Excellence Awards. This event will be organized in partnership with Property Georgia, College Georgia, and supporting us, also business associations like BAG, ICA, also Real Estate Association of Georgia and Expo Georgia is supporting us. So this event will bring together leading real estate players from up to 20 countries, and who will be happy to host delegation trade mission from United Arab Emirates. We already started the preliminary negotiations with Mahmoud, and hope we can make this event together, and it will bring new avenues for cooperation between our two countries, and it will help and support economic relations. Finally, let me take a chance and express my gratitude towards our supporters, our members, York Tower Development and Zaha Construction. These two companies are supporting today's event. And now let me give words to my brilliant colleague, team member, Kate Abadadze. She is CEO of FIABCI-Georgia, and she was the first president of FIABCI-Georgia. And then, of course, Tinuta Abramishvili later. She is vice president of FIABCI-Georgia and CEO of Shukman Group. Together with Women Power, we try to move ahead real estate sector. Thank you again, Mahmoud, for your support. Thank you to all participants, all keynote speakers. I wish very fruitful events, and we're open for cooperation. In case of any questions, please feel free to write in chat, and at the end of the session, we'll answer all of them. Kate?
Thank you, dear Lika, Mahmoud, for opening this real estate investment briefing. I welcome all the participants and attendees of today's event. I believe that such kind of activities, whether they are held online or offline, serve a good reason to promote our countries and the projects that are interesting for investors. FIABCI-Georgia and Property Georgia are always there to support the local real estate sector, and one of the main tools for this is the cooperation with international counterparts like FIABCI-Emirates. Again, thanks for Mahmoud for his goodwill to partner with us. I'd like to extend my gratitude also to the presenters of today's meeting, development company York Towers and its construction subsidiary Zaha. Supporting such sector-targeted initiatives is a good example of social responsibility from private companies having a long-term vision on the market. Now we can say that the world is getting back to normal. Real estate players, both developers and investors, are back with, let's say, refreshed attitudes. Past 2 years, as we all know, have been full of challenges. This spring, as Lika mentioned, we plan Oscars of Real Estate, how Wall Street Journal calls it. This is FIABCI-Georgia Pre-Excellence Awards. We encourage and welcome all Georgian developers who build eco-friendly, high-quality, sustainable, and resilient projects. As we see, new opportunities emerge during the crisis, and the trend of developing green infrastructure has proved to become more and more important. In general, we can say that property market remained resilient against COVID pandemic. Today, we can actually see this on Georgian and UAE examples. Our dear speakers have prepared very interesting speeches and projects presentations, which we will see starting in a couple of minutes. We have international speakers, as you see, and they are all in different parts of the world. First, let me introduce Mr. Mohanad Alwadia, CEO of Harbor Real Estate. He's traveling and is limited in time, so we can, I hope that we can fit in time and listen to him and then proceed with other speakers as well. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Kate, for the introduction. I'm really happy to be here, and thank you for the invitation. It's really amazing to see real estate professionals from all over the world meeting together again. As you mentioned, I'm actually in the airport, so I'll keep it short and sweet. I'm actually from the UAE market. I've been operating here for over 20 years. I'm sure everybody has heard about the abundance of opportunities in the Dubai and the United Arab Emirates in terms of opportunities. We have been working very hard for the last 2 decades in building the legal framework, all the attractive points to attract foreign investors and make sure they're well received, and we have the right infrastructure for them to maximize their wealth. What I would like to talk about briefly is something that I'm really keen on, because I see a lot of professionals from all over the world. And as a real estate professional representing a lot of private and institutional investors, I always get a question from different investors asking for the right city or the right country to invest in. And it doesn't have to feel like you're throwing a dart on a map to see where it will land. It has to be done in a fact-based approach. So what I would like to share with you is maybe some of the factors that investors from the Gulf or from the UAE region are looking for when considering investing abroad. And they're very important factors. I'm really interested to learn about, for example, Georgia and how these factors fit, in terms of selection criteria. So one of the first important factors that we were always interested in is the actual legal framework in terms of real estate investment, in terms of property laws, inheritance laws for real estate, freehold ownership. I'm really not sure how it works in Georgia or in other countries, and this is a very important factor. The economical conditions in terms of GDP, diversification, inflation, the fiscal and monetary policies of the country, the actual infrastructure in terms of investment, the historic infrastructure, the current and the future spending, and of course, the focus on sustainability. Connectivity is very important in terms of technology and also the ease of getting to the country. Building codes, and I'm sure a lot of developers are present and would like to know more about restrictions or guidelines that are present in the local markets before entering these markets. Political stability has become more and more very important. So that's another factor we look for. Safety and security, employment rates, the property tax is something very big. I mean, we're still very blessed in the UAE market. We don't have any, property tax yet imposed. The ease of financing, availability of service providers. I mean, personally, when I invested in countries abroad, this one was one of the key factors to consider. Are there professional property managers, FM service providers that can actually take care of the investments that I'm putting into other markets? Also, demand and supply is very important. And by demand, I mean the population mix and the ratio of the growth and the actual buying power. Rental yields are also very important, the capital appreciation trends in the marketplace. And finally, I would say the cost of acquisition and cost of ownership, because these are also very important factors. In Dubai, we're still considered one of the most efficient cities in the world in terms of cost of acquiring a real estate asset. So all of these factors, if we can have these from the FIABCI chapters developed, shared, representing their countries, it will really make it easier for all of us to look at each other and our markets and the opportunities in a more professional and fact-based manner, rather than just guessing and trying to, search by ourselves. I think every chapter is able to present these factors to all the other chapters and make it easy for them to present it to their local investors, be it institutional or private. And that's it. Thank you very much. I have to catch my flight. It was really a pleasure being here, and I'm looking forward to interact with all of you in the near future.
Thank you, dear Mohanad. It was very interesting to listen to you. All the factors that you mentioned are truly important. And as you said, it's important to have connectivity. So this is why our today's meeting is held, to connect, share information with each other, and do matchmaking afterwards to see the needs of each other. Thank you. And
thank you so much. Thank you.
Now we can proceed with our presentations, and next we will have Mr. Irakli Kilauridze from Colliers International Georgia. We all know Colliers, but not all of us may know what this company is doing in Georgia, how successfully this international brand is operating in our country. So Irakli will make presentation about Georgia's real estate market, how it is developing, and how the future prospect looks like. Irakli, the floor is yours.
Katie, thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be part of this seminar. Thank you very much, FIABCI, and it's always a pleasure to be part of the FIABCI-Georgia chapter and support your initiatives in Georgia and worldwide. In my presentation today, I will touch base on the major market of Georgia, which is, of course, Tbilisi. And I'll give you some insights, how it performed in last years, how it coped with the COVID, let's say, challenges, and what kind of outlook and expectations we have on the market going forward. Residential market, of course, the largest, let's say, real estate market in Georgia. And we can say that in 2021, the residential market in Tbilisi basically outperformed the pre-pandemic numbers and pre-pandemic performance by almost 15%, recording approximately 25,000 residential unit transactions, which is, if you see on the left chart, it's even more than we had pre-pandemic period. So it means that the market is very strong, it's very resilient to the crisis, and therefore it's picking up again. very strongly. On the prices level, of course, it's more or less remained the same in terms of the US dollars. It's also important to note that the hardest hit was on the economy, on the medium sector, on which we consider prices from $800 to $1,200 per square meter, but a very strong performance of economy and also premium markets in Georgia. Absorption rate. So basically you can say that whatever you build in Georgia, you can sell. So in 2018, 2021, the let's say aggregated absorption rate was 87%, which means that 87% of everything that was built in the Tbilisi market was basically sold. Again, this is another factor outlining the quite a resilient and strong and fundamentally healthy residential market that we have in Georgia, and we foresee that it's going this way going forward. A few findings. So the residential market basically was the less affected by pandemic, we can say that. And of course, the number of transactions dictate this statement. We have some, of course, new regulations of National Bank coming to the market, which is basically the decreasing the maturity of the mortgage loans from 15 to 10 years. We think that it will have another, let's say, additional pressure on the medium segment, and we foresee that more economy and more premium markets will, let's say, performing stronger than the medium markets. In 2022, going forward, we project that there will be a slight increase in sales prices as well for the newly developed apartments, mainly caused by the increase of the construction cost. I think it's a worldwide phenomenon because of the COVID and transportation and manufacturing challenges that the world currently has. And also in Georgia, we have an implementation of new construction and regulations, which is basic for the quality and safety standards, and that's also adds up some of the costs for the developers. Therefore, we foresee that the prices for the newly built residential real estate will increase in 2002. A few words about the retail market. Here we distinguish two main sectors in retail market, which is high street retail. High street retail, we can say, was had quite a challenges during the pandemic, and we see that some of the vacancies on the high streets were increasing. But we feel that now it's being stabilized. For instance, if you look at 2019, the vacancy was around 10%. Then during the pandemic, it increased to 13%. But now it's down to 12%, and we think that this kind of trend will remain, and vacancies will stabilize around 10%. As for the prices, there was some price correction. On average, $31 per square meter went to $28 per square meter, which is a change, but not a drastic change. As for the shopping, modern shopping malls, we see that the modern shopping malls, let's say, had a more kind of a smart and concentrated strategy to retaining their tenants, which was quite a good move. Therefore, we see that the vacancies there remain more or less the same. A few words about the office market. Quite a good and notable, let's say, news of the market on 2021 was that we had a record, let's say, take-up of the modern office stock, which was 24,000 square meters, and that outperformed any, let's say, performance that we had even in the past years. In 2018, 19, the take-up was around 12,000 square meters. Now we have recorded 24,000. So it means that the modern office market is increasing. Mostly it's due to the entering the new companies to the market, and that's mostly IT companies. We had a special regulations for international IT companies entering the market, and that had quite a good effect on the take-up. As for the vacancies, we had some increase in the vacancy in 2020, but it was duly what we call a structural vacancy, because a lot of new stock went to the market. and the vacancy, of course, increased from 13 to 24%. But now we see that as this take-up increases, the vacancies are dropping, and this market is also is being stabilized. In summary, what we can say that in residential market we have a strong increase and very resilient market and fundamentals. Office market is recovered and basically exceeded pre-pandemic figures. Street retail is still being relatively exposed to this crisis, but we think that it will stabilize as the COVID will, let's say, vanish, and shopping centers maintain stability. And hotel market, of course, because of the obvious reasons, is still in recovery mode. There we see mostly it's a local tourism driven in the last 1.5 to 2 years, but as international flights and international, let's say, transportation is being increased, we see that this market will be recovering as well. This is very shortly. Also, what I would like to mention is that we have quite a strong and very good relation with our Collier's office in UAE, which is based in Dubai, and we have very interesting cooperations already. Therefore, any investors and companies who are interested in market can easily contact us or our Dubai office, and we can, let's say, help you to make informed decisions and informed investments in our country, so you can maximize your returns in Georgia. I will also in the chat post the link of the special platform that we created, where you can find all the detailed information about the market of different sectors, and you can do your own research based on this information. Thank you very much, and if you have questions, happy to answer.
Thank you, Irakli, for a wonderful presentation. It was very informative, I believe, for Georgians as well, and mainly for our international attendees. As you mentioned, it's good to hear that Georgia in some directions has outperformed pre-pandemic indicators. And we can say that we have, and the world also has the year of recovery, let's say so. And it's sounds like a good slogan that wherever you build in Georgia, you sell it. So thank you again.
Definitely. You just need to build and it sells.
Yes.
It's like 90% absorption of whatever you build. It's a very good sign.
Thank you. Today, we will try to show you the whole Georgia, a small model of our country based on the projects presented by Georgian developers. So next we have our honorable speaker, Vice President of FIABCI-Georgia, Ms. Nutsa Abramishvili. She presents Shukhman Group. Her project is located in the wine region of Georgia, Kakheti. So why Georgia, why Shukhman Villas, and why Georgian wine? Nutsa will have all the answers. Nutsa?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Olika. Thank you, Kate. I would like to greet to all participants, dear friends. So I will try to put in the very short why actually Georgia and why development, as Irakli has said. So what you build is everything, let's say, absorbable. But the thing is that Georgia is a small country, is a unique country with a full history, and that's why so. In this case, Shukhman Group, which is based in Kakheti, which is German-Georgian holding company, has decided to go in a more upper class of real estate, an upper segment in a luxury real estate. And we have combined the uniqueness of our country, our history, and also tourism. What is also very good, as we have seen a very promising statistical data by Collier's, we have also very good and promising statistics and facts and evidences for these two, let's say, negative pandemic years that at one hand, as Georgian real estate sales prices are not dropped down, also we have absolutely maintained good and sufficient tourism data. What does it mean? That maybe you all know that in countries, in more touristic countries, the domestic tourism has increased. So this is very good because when we are talking about luxury real estate, we can see that this is a good combination income wisely to, let's say, for tourism coming in our country and domestic travelers as well. So as I have mentioned, and I will now share my presentation to you. We have actually started. Kate, chance,
yes, we can see it. Just double click to show it on desktop.
Actually, can you see? No.
No, not yet. We can see your desktop, I guess, but not a presentation.
კაი, შე რო გაუშვა მაშინ აი სულ ეს მართება ესე იგი. No.
A minute.
So anyway, so this is very important that Shulman Wines Georgia is in Kakheti. So we are wine producing company actually, and we produce Georgian wine. This is from 8,000 years experience, because in Georgia we have a wine, we have a hospitality, we have a great nature. And what is very interesting that first 10 years we were planning, and we were working to make our product, to wrap up our product, and then to present to global society in terms of real estate. So in this case, we have built a luxury village project, which consists of 18 villas, and these villas are very unique, very, let's say, authentic. And we use some very interesting Georgian architectural materials from 18th century, and also the management and service operation is by Shulman. So this is very interesting what we can offer to our guests, as we can offer to our society, our international guests, and in this case, together with the gastronomy, together with this combination is fantastic. In this case, then we have decided to be in the more touristic regions of Georgia. This is after Kakheti, and I will share all information to an interested party. I will copy my contact details. This is Kakheti, this is wine region, and this is most touristic active region in Georgia, which lasts, let's say, which works 6 months during the year. But in this case, as Georgia is a very unique country, in one country you can see mountains, sea, all resorts. We have decided to move in West Georgia, I mean, opposite of wine growing region, but now to the, let's say, Riviera of Georgia. And this is a great Batumi, great Ajara. And we will have colleagues who will present great projects of Ajara region. And we will be presented from next year in the village of Ajara, because in our case, Shulman's direction is to be represented in villages and not in the cities, because our strategy is resort development, but in the villages, because eco villages, eco and authentic approach are our competitive advantage, we think. And in this case, we will be presented in a small, very cozy village of Ajara, where just the great sea breeze and mountain of Ajaras meet together. So this is our concept, with the Georgian dining, with Georgian wine, and with the wellness, because in this case, as you have seen from my video, we have also one of the most competitive advantages in our project, and I'm very happy to have this project done. And every day we see that so many guests are coming and making pre-appointment. This is wine spa. In wine spa, you don't have in the region because you know the wine is itself like a luxury thing, and when you are making wine baths, so this is something extraordinary experience for our guests. So this is how we generate the high return of income for our investors. So in this case, our projects are, let's say we have chosen different marketing strategy. We are making B2B sales. We are not officially on the market because we have a limited quantities, and we would like to make tailor-made approach to any investor. So that's why you can't see an advertisement about our project, but you can see our wines as well in Dubai. So I'm very happy if you will be interested with my projects, and I will be happy to host you in beautiful Georgia and to taste you Georgian wine. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nutsa. It was very nice to have a look at your villas, which look very, very fascinating. And as you mentioned, we have increase in domestic tourism, and also, as we know, we have increase in tourism in the whole. So this year, tourism also will have a very good recovery for Georgia. And in Georgia, which is a country where tourism is one of the target directions, real estate and tourism are very well connected. So the more tourism we have, the more international buyers we can have in real estate as well. So I wish you lots of investors in your both projects in Kakheti, which is the region of wine, and also, as you said, Georgia's Riviera, Batumi. So thank you very much. And now we can proceed with presentations. Maybe our Vice President Nutsa will present next speaker, which is from our presenter, York Towers.
So York Towers is one of the very interesting development, which has also entered with a new strategy for Georgian market. So I would just will add the small comment that in Georgia we have a quite diversified real estate sector, beginning from high towers to the small development and including villas. You can see. So in this case, any interested investor will have a very huge selection of fantastic real estate and living opportunity as well. So I would like to present York Towers representative with the presentation. The floor is yours.
Sarah, we cannot hear you. We can see the presentation.
Now you can?
Cannot hear. Yes, now yes.
Oh, okay. So hello everyone. I don't know from where you did not hear exactly. So greetings. Thanks Kate, thanks Nutsa for the amazing introduction. So I will start now with our story. York Towers development established in 2016, soon became the leader in the development sector. Nowadays, the company is leading master developer whose innovative landmark projects from an iconic portfolio of master communities, residential, retail, hospitality, and leisure developments that are pivotal to realizing the vision of its parent York company, York Holding Group. As a property management and development unit of the York Holding Group, York Towers is known for shaping some of Tbilisi's greenest and eco-friendly real estate destinations, with operations in over 7 countries. Collectively, the assets portfolio is estimated to be worth around 200 million USD dollar. 60 years ago, York Towers started with a single residential complex and just about 50 hardworking, ambitious employees. Since then, the company evolved and now count up to 20 delivered projects globally and 4 ongoing ones. It has evolved to become holding company, York Holding Group, with subsidiaries, Zaha Construction, a full service design build firm, and York Towers, property asset management and brokerage company. York Holding Group is now a diverse company with operations in 7 countries, 3 continents, and various sectors that manages a portfolio of projects supporting Georgia's economy and social developments. Nowadays, employing up to 700 people and paying 8.5 million Georgian lari in taxes during the most 2 difficult years in Corona pandemic, for sure. York Towers has a strong sense of social responsibility and is actively involved in philanthropic activities and social initiatives, as well as taking an active role in protecting the environment and the development in the country. So now we will speak about our star project, which I prefer always, Yorktown. Yorktown is a project by York Towers that will make a big contribution to the urban development of the city. Proper planning, landscaping, and infrastructure make the project special and interesting for every citizen. Yorktown is new, western neighborhood and with a private neighborhood. Architectures and urban planners responsible for the development plan lead great emphasis on preserving the recreational nature of the area and ensuring the space's harmonious development, resulting in a fully integrated neighborhood with a development that blends seamlessly with existing nature landscaping and harmonizes with the space. The project incorporated extensive leisure zones and healthy activities, including swimming pools, fitness centers, and sports fields, kids' playground, and many other initiatives that will positive effect on every day of their living life for the residents. We can confidently state that Yorktown is a development that will be quickly become the most coveted neighborhood in Tbilisi. So according to York Towers, there are 2 critical components to the city urban development. On the one hand, the enhanced recreational spaces within the city, reimagining some areas, and increase the number of parks and squares. On the other hand, the creation of spaces, is vital and the city's urban growth in order to extend the city residential area. Just a minute. The possibility of this will increase by the developed road infrastructure and expansion of the communication networks, as well as a business, which considers the customers and the city's interest equally while constructing a new project. So we are speaking as well about our hotel. The Yorktown project also entails 90-room upmarket hotel for which the company is now negotiating with a number of international chain brands and management companies. The brands under construction includes Wyndham, Holiday Inn, Best Western, and Hilton. And our amazing project, Lisi View. LisiView is an eco-friendly, quiet and protected settlement of private houses that meets all requirements of the modern urbanization, low density development. And it's located near the shores of Lisi Lake. LisiView is located up to 11,000 square meters on land, and the development includes private houses and low-rise apartment blocks. The project also includes parking, sports grounds, and children entertainment area, and various consumer facilities like supermarkets or pharmacies, etc., tailored to the need of the residents of this area. LisiView is an ideal place for those looking for an ecological, clean, healthy, and quiet environment to live with their families. Everything you are looking for in the countryside for harmonious life is already in the city at LisiView. Most facilities can be found within 5 to 10 minutes from the new homes. The several kindergartens in the area, including 201 private geopark, and leader land Nutsubiza. Also nearby, there is several schools such as the British School, Millennium, and High School number 110, as well as the American School. Nearby are shopping centers, pharmacies, and several cafes. The unique location of the landscape, panoramic views of mountain and lakes, and untapped diverse ecosystem and are the main advantage of the LisiView. During the construction, the developer used the latest technologies in terms of sound isolation, heating, and cooling system. LisiView has an eye-catching appearance as well. The even facade and producing elements, the location of the zones with the various material and color making the appearance of the residential building unusual and attractive. And our project in not Almere, for sure, Almere is finished already, and it was an amazing project actually. So now we are speaking about a flagship project in Batumi, modern multifunctional complex with a variety of infrastructure and green areas on the rooftop of 27 floors building in Batumi. One of the 2 floors of the complex are located various infrastructure for work, recreation, and entertainment. Apartment areas start from 28 square meters up to 106 square meters. And the location is amazing on the seashore as well. So we are speaking now about the Basaliti projects. It's 2 million square meter land near Basaliti shores. All the utilities are in, like electricity, water, etc. And it has amazing location from Basaliti and nearby Tbilisi city. So it has amazing location for the investing and for living and settling as well. And we have Matsheta project or Matsheta resort. It consists from 330,000 square meters divided in land plots, different proposed, like we can make it like commercial or residential plots. And it's even nearer to Tbilisi city. And let's say that we finished our project, which is ongoing now. And I'm really happy that I introduced some of our projects, and really thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sarah, very much. And thank you that your company pays a great attention to ecosystem and the green, maintains the green cities and green countries image. We wish you success.
Thanks, dear.
Thank you, Sarah. It was very nice to see the social responsibility aspect in your presentation. And also what we see that your projects answer to the challenges that actually we see, especially after this pandemic period. So thank you. Now we have to move to the next presenter. It's Nata Sicinawa, Sales Manager of Alliance Group. And with this presentation, we move to Georgia's sunny resort of Batumi, and we will meet this company, Alliance Group, which has 17 years of history on the local market and is known for flagship projects. What distinguishes this company is that they build high-class multifunctional complexes in cooperation with international brands like we all know Marriott, Wyndham, Hilton, and so on. So Nata Sichinawa will tell us more about their projects. Nata, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Kate, for such a wonderful introduction. And I would like also to thank you for organizing this very fruitful and interesting webinar and bringing the real estate professionals together and giving us the platform to share our vision, our updates, and the information about our projects. Today, I present the leading construction development company, Alliance Group. My name is Natalie, and I represent the sales department. I will be pleased to start from the general overview of the company to give you the idea of who we are, what we are working on currently. Later, I will focus on the projects that Alliance Group is currently working on, and in case additional questions arise, I will be pleased to dive into the details as well. Alliance Group is the leading construction development company which has been operating on the real estate market for more than 17 years already. We have a huge experience in this field. Throughout this period of time, the total investment value created by Alliance Group projects equals $845 million, being spent in more than 2 million square meters built and developed. What has kept Alliance Group on top of the market is the innovative approach to the business, incorporating the new trends, the new concepts into the projects, and of course, creating iconic architecture and design that will stand the test of time. The first project that Alliance Group developed in the first in Batumi, in the Pearl of Black Sea. So we have now shifted our attention to Batumi, the seaside city of Georgia, was Alliance Palace. Alliance Palace is an important project for number of reasons, but I would like to emphasize two of them. The first reason is that Alliance Palace was the first project where Alliance Group incorporated the concept of apart hotels. Now it's a very widely known and implemented concept, which is very popular and successful. However, we're proud to say that Alliance Group was the first company to implement this concept. What I mean is that we started to create the mixed-use projects together with the official hotel brand, and we incorporated the investment-oriented apartments that were under the management of the international management company. So we shifted the focus from residential market to investment market, and we created the product that was very comfortable for, especially for international investors, because we offered the service of management of the apartments. The second reason is that Alliance Palace is already complete, so it is a good example how the concept can be translated into reality and how can it generally work. Apart from Alliance Palace and this concept of hotel plus apartments, investment type apartments under the management of the international management company, we can list such huge hotel chains among our partners, such as, for example, Marriott International, Wyndham Hotel Group, Hyatt Hotel Corporation, the World Trade Centers Association. I'd like to focus on this a bit later during my presentation. The apartment exchange programs such as Interval International, the international management companies, such as, for example, American McKinney Hospitality International, as well as Sophos Hotels. Apart from Batumi projects, we are also working on the project in Tbilisi. Let me show you the render of this project. This is a very important project located in the center of the city. It's called Alliance Highline. As you can see, it has a very distinctive architecture, and it has already become the landmark building of the city. It can be noticed from every part of the city. It consists of 3 towers with A, B, and C blocks with 40, 33, and 26 floors respectively. C block is for the Wyndham Garden Hotel, while the remaining 2 blocks are for the apartments. Just like other projects, Alliance Highline also incorporates the the hotel type facilities like swimming pools, spa center, fitness center, cafes, restaurants, the lobby bars, as well as 4 floors of underground parking. Offering the management of the apartments under the international management company, Swiss company, Sophos Hotels. Moving back to Batumi, we are also working on Alliance Privilege project in Batumi. This is a distinguished project. If you have recently visited the city, you should have definitely noticed this project. It's standing right in the boulevard in the center of the city. This is a 56-story tower incorporating the 5-star Marriott Hotel on first 12 floors, while the remaining floors are for the premium class apartments. Just like other projects, we offer the management of the apartments so that this whole process does not require the involvement from the investor, and this whole process is taken care of by the international management company with international experience and high expertise in this field. In case of Alliance Privilege, we partner with American management company McKinney Hospitality International. The project, of course, incorporates all the facilities like swimming pools, spa center, the lobby bars, the rooftop bar, and so on, so that the stay or the rental at Alliance Privilege is as comfortable as possible for all of our guests. And finally, I would like to focus your attention on the largest scale project that we have ever developed, Alliance Centropolis, also located in Batumi. The project has an excellent location. It's located in the first row to the sea, but it incorporates the same concept of hotel plus apartments under the management of the international management company. However, it also incorporates the first World Trade Center in the whole region. The World Trade Centers Association is the largest and most prestigious network of exhibition and convention spaces worldwide, and we're very proud to say that the largest exhibition hall will be in the whole region, will be presented in Alliance Centropolis project, thus developing the MICE tourism in Georgia and ensuring the high and stable occupancy rate at the apartments all year round. Apart from the World Trade Center exhibition hall, the Alliance Centropolis project will also offer the Hyatt Hotel, 5-star Hyatt Hotel in one of our blocks. We will also have the A-class business center, A-class shopping center, 3 levels of underground parking, 10,000 square meters of recreational area. Of course, top-class restaurants and bars, and all of these facilities will take 10 floors of the joint space below the blocks. The apartments that we're offering, the areas of the apartments start from approximately 29 square meters, and they are designed to bring as much income from the rental as possible. Currently, we are at the early stage of the construction, which means that the investors can benefit from the lowest price level available, as well as very flexible payment term. At the end of my presentation, I'd like to mention that the country, Georgia, is safe, politically stable, and economically fast developing country, and the development of such huge scale projects would have been impossible if the general environment was not inviting for the investors. Georgia was named as the Europe's leading emerging tourism destination in 2019 before the pandemic. It's among the 10 top countries with the ease of doing business, and it occupies the first place in economic reforms according to the World Bank. Generally, it's an interesting fact is that, for example, the city of Batumi was visited like before everything changed during the pandemic. In 2019, it was visited by more than 10 million visitors per year, which is 10 times more than the actual population of the city, which already speaks for itself. Of course, the dramatic increase in tourism makes the dramatic increase for the accommodation for the apartments and generally increases the occupancy rate at the apartments. Taking into account also the ease of doing business, the ease of legal procedures, for example, the registration procedure of the ownership takes up to just 15 minutes. The taxation system is also very liberal and very simple in Georgia. All of above mentioned reasons make the average return on investment as high as 14–16%, and the investment payback period as short as 6 to 7 years. That was the main aim of Alliance Group, to make the investment payback period as short as possible, and we would like to continue our cooperation with the international brands as well as the management companies to create an inviting investment environment for our investors. I would like to thank you for your attention. Thank you for organizing this fruitful webinar, and wish you a pleasant rest of your day.
Thank you, Nada, for showing us these distinguished projects, most of which are located in Batumi. And as we see, the projects developed by Alliance Group kind of reshapes the architecture of the city of Batumi, and for good, of course. As you mentioned, and I also talked about the international brands that you're cooperating with, but now you added about the management companies, and it's also important for international investors because people who buy these apartments, they are not physically in Georgia, and it's a good comfort to feel safe that you have a good management company to take care of these apartments like Sofas Hotels and Machinery International, as you mentioned. So thank you.
That's actually our main aim, to create the environment where the person who is not always physically in Georgia doesn't have to be here, and he can be sure and safe that his investment is in the right hands.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we can give floor to our presenters from UAE market, and we can get back to Mr. Mahmoud, who will present speakers.
Thank you. I'm interested actually to invest myself in Georgia, so I'll get in touch with the presenters. Great to see the sustainability focus, and yeah, Georgia is a place we always used to compete with you in the World Bank ease of doing business and registering property. So yeah, we compete with Georgia on who is the fastest to do the transaction. But again, I want to introduce two developers from Dubai, and one of them actually he has to leave for a meeting, so I'll give him the floor first. So Shuba developer, represented today by Mr. Akram Kanso, and then my dear friend Atif. So Akram.
Hello everyone. Hello? Yes.
Hello, we can hear you.
Yes, great. Hello everyone, my name is Akram Kanso. I'm heading the communications of Shoba Realty. Shoba Realty is one of the biggest developers in Dubai. We started in 1976. We have 50 years of legacy in the market. It's established by Mr. PNC Manon, the founder and the chairman of Shoba. Mr. Manon has a long legacy in terms of building palaces around the world and the mega projects. And in India, we delivered more than 100 million square feet of projects. And in Dubai, we're working on a big mega project. It's Shoba Heartland. And we're going to announce a new mega project as well of 11 million square feet in the downtown Dubai. So I want to just highlight a little bit about Dubai in 2021 and about the real estate market in general. So in 2021, Dubai real estate market recorded high growth and has attracted more prosperity investors from across the globe. So in Shoba, we closed more than $1 billion of sales revenue. So the Emirates outperformed other international property markets, including London, New York, Hong Kong, and Paris. And it's, of course, landed third on the list of cities with the highest residential capital growth. So the year also witnessed high sales of luxurious properties and villas in the Emirates, as well properties and waterfront communities. In Shoba, we sold out all our villas, luxurious villas, and we announced as well the waterfront district, and we sold out the first 2 towers within 6 months, like 90% of them sold out. So the influx of investors and buyers is driven by various factors such as the appeal of Expo 2020, of course, residents relocating into larger space, UAE's flexible policies, strong economy strategy locations, and robust infrastructure. So the UAE and Dubai government, through various efforts, have been supportive in ensuring that the prosperity market remains competitive. Expo 2020 will come to an end a month from now, but its impact on the real estate sector is expected to linger much longer. Of course, for 2022, we're so optimistic, and the record, we're expecting a same growth rate as 2021, and it might exceed it as well. So prosperity prices in the UAE will continue to rise this year, driven by comprehensive economic reforms, accelerated vaccination programs, and various recovery assistance programs from the government. Dubai is one, as we know, of the safest cities in the world, with more than 90% of its residents fully vaccinated. So this is coupled with flexible business regulations, sets up upward trajectory path for the real estate market in 2022. So our projection in general is aligned with the data from a recently conducted survey stating that prices and residential properties in Dubai are set to rise by 5% this year. The figure doubled from the 2.5% growth projected 3 months ago. So in terms of the market sub-segment, prime locations, and high segments properties will continue to attract foreign and local investors. So, so this is a general overview about my company and about Dubai in general. And of course, our investors is 50% from the local market and 50% from the international markets. And as Shoba Realty as well, we're looking always to many opportunities, international opportunities, especially outside the UAE. So we're looking for USA, for London, and of course, we can see as well lots of new investment opportunity in Georgia. And of course, we can discuss further about this.
Thank you so much, Akram. And Shoba is a quality developer here in Dubai, very well known for the quality they provide. And it's once you visit Dubai, you should come and see their projects. Thank you, Akram.
Thank you so much.
I would like to invite my friend Atif Rahman, who I consider one of the most innovative developers I've seen in my life. This gentleman has done great success in a company called The New before as a developer, and now he started his own Oro 24, which is a new concept in development. So, Mr. Atif, I give you the floor to share your insights, and yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for inviting me, and good morning to everyone. I hope you're having a great time, and you know, we are all looking forward to the world after the pandemic, which we fondly call the endemic now. We're heading towards the endemic, so I think very soon we can come out from the digital world into the physical world of conferences and start exchanging ideas. Thank you so much, Dr. Mahmood, for the kind words and a very gracious introduction for me. I'm a believer in innovative real estate, and I think like what I've tried setting up in this business is a tech-led business led by artificial intelligence, and coming up with some new ideas of doing real estate. Because I'm a believer that real estate is not built for today; it is built for the future. The birthplace of my company proudly is Dubai. I think it will be a waste of time if I try to describe what Dubai is. I think globally people know what Dubai is. I think it's very interesting to know why Dubai is what it is today. And when you look back into the history of Dubai, it's a legacy of visionary leadership. People generally associate trade and luxury lifestyle success of Dubai during this century, but it had already created its footprint in the previous century when it had created the Jebel Ali Free Zone and the Trade Center back in 1979 and 1980, and also created the first 7-star hotel of the world, Burj Al Arab, in 1999, and the Emirates Tower in 2000. So it was very clear where Dubai is heading. I think the credit goes to the visionary leadership, and most importantly, the fact that it never stopped building. It never stopped believing in its vision. It was always moving ahead with its vision, regardless of what people thought about it, what critics had to say about it. And that's why Dubai is where it is today. Whether we like it or not, a corporate world, a trade world has to run with a capitalist mindset. Few of my friends might differ, but I think that is the mindset which makes business possible, because you don't discuss oversupply or supply, you always create demand. And that's where you create a progressive economy. I think Dubai is a prime example of that. There's some great infrastructure for investment in Dubai. We're coming up with some legacy projects. As I mentioned, we don't believe in conventional real estate. We believe in innovative real estate, and we are creating some really interesting real estate propositions over here. It's about community development. I was listening to some of the professional and experts from Georgia. I mean, the beauty about Dubai and Georgia is that Georgia has what Dubai doesn't have, and Dubai has what Georgia doesn't have. And in my opinion, it creates a very unique platform, a very unique opportunity of bilateral trade. And that's where I would be interested in meeting friends from Georgia and looking at opportunities where we can create a bilateral trade, where we are begin from exchanging best practices in terms of what Dr. Mahmood said in ease of investment and speed of transaction. Yes, we could be neck to neck, but I believe that when you look at the technical regulations that exist in Dubai, I've looked at markets of New York, California, the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area, London, Manchester, India, Australia, and China. And I very confidently believe that the technical best practices that are existing in Dubai is one of the best, and probably a combination of best of the entire world that is being practiced. So I would be interested in aligning with some of the friends from Georgia, where we can start by exchanging some best practices. I'm sure there's some great technical advancements and sustainability initiatives that has been taken in Georgia. And I would be interested in creating a bilateral trade agreement and relationship where when you invest in Dubai, you can bilaterally invest in a property in Georgia. And while people are investing in Georgia, they could bilaterally invest in Dubai. And that could be a very unique business proposition. We all business people, we get together for these discussions to nurture our knowledge, to increase our knowledge and acumen in real estate industry. But at the same time, it doesn't needs to be futile and just linked to knowledge, but it has to translate into trade. And I would offer to come into bilateral trade agreements with any interested party. I mean, from Alliance Group to your group, you guys are doing some fantastic projects. I love the architecture, also the sustainability initiative that you have incorporated. And as I said, it's a great opportunity because Georgia has what Dubai doesn't have, and Dubai has what Georgia doesn't have. It creates a very unique combination. And in my belief, it is a unique opportunity to come together, create a bilateral trade agreement and relationship, and be mutually beneficial for each other. And all I would say to friends from Georgia that having found independence as a democratic republic way before Dubai, I would request you to keenly look at the model of Dubai, which was not just dependent on a certain industry. It kept migrating from oil and gas to tourism, to shopping, to lifestyle, to real estate. And today it's talking about making it as the hub of services and business industry in Dubai. And that's the success of Dubai. So I think it is about creating a very holistic, diversified ecosystem. And that's what resulted in the growth of Dubai. No wonder why, while we have almost same equivalent population with probably greater natural reserves in Georgia, it sits at just under $20 billion of GDP, while Dubai is already touching $120 billion of GDP. So thank you so much. It was great learning about projects in Georgia, and anyone who would be interested in bilateral trade agreements, I'm up for the game. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Atif. So I would like to express our interest. As you know, I represent also FIABCI-Georgia, and we have to make a real success of Georgia, and we need the good models by creating the success reforms what you have in your country as well. So here I would like to confirm, because we have consulted with the management of FIABCI, that we are able to start bilateral trade agreement, okay, with you, and to include all our participants from the real estate field. So in this case, we will take initiative, and I will personally be the contact person, and we can start immediately the process. Okay, thank you very much. And now I would
thank you so much.
I would like to also say that we will now present one very nice project, and the snow area of Georgia, what your country doesn't have. This is a snowy Gudauri resort, mountain resort, as we mentioned. And I would like to ask Marshal Gudauri Director, Ms. Nutsa, to make a presentation of a fantastic project. And if someone would like to have a skiing and a real good winter, let's say, holiday, they have to go in Marshal Gudauri, fantastic apart hotel. Nutsa?
Hello to everyone, greetings to all, and thanks a lot to FIABCI-Georgia for arranging and organizing this very interesting webinar. Now, and of course, giving us the opportunity to represent our projects and companies, local and of course foreign ones. I will not take a lot of time, and I will start representing our Gudauri project currently. I will share the screen first of all. Just 1 second. Sorry. I hope all of you see everything well. So is everything all right?
Yes, Nutsa.
Okay.
Looks good.
So I'm Nutsa Khidirbekishvili. I represent development company Marshall Development that was founded in 2018. We're new on the market, and we started our first multifunctional project in Gudauri Ski Resort. Our primary goal is to create premium class product to evolving accelerated living rhythm while maintaining the high standards of 21st century. Generally, this is our Gudauri project, how it looks like. It consists of 2 blocks. First one is already completed, and it is hosting a lot of guests currently. We're having a lot of international tourists there. So this is just what we do in 2 words nowadays. As I was mentioning, we're implementing this very interesting project in the heart of Gudauri. Its location, technical peculiarities of the construction and the design make the buildings. There are 2 buildings, premium class residence, offering the maximum comfort to the residents without leaving the territory, because there are gathered a lot of facilities and all the required spaces that are needed to have the fun, to entertain, to have to rest and everything. Marshal Gudauri, first of all, I would like to mention, is ideal for investment purposes, because mostly our clients are buying and purchasing the apartments in terms of investment, because it's very successful. And it's, of course, located in one of the most eminent resorts in Georgia, Gudauri, which is located in just in an hour from the Tbilisi, hour and a half, 2 hours from Tbilisi airport. This is what we do now. And for the coming years, we are planning to implement very interesting projects. We already launched them, working on them in capital of Georgia. As for the Gudauri project, our Marshal Gudauri project, I will say a few words about it, and I will speak about the advantages that it makes it distinguishes from other projects. So the first advantage is the location. We're located in the very center of Gudauri ski resort, which is highly supports rental demand throughout the year, which is the main thing, I think. As for the facilities, you can meet every required space in the territory. Currently, we completed Block A, where you can see the fascinating restaurant, very stylish and cozy. Also the cocktail bar, which is a big touristic attraction currently in Gudauri. The third and main advantage, and of course our priority, is just the property management rental service, which we do in a highest level. We cooperate currently with 2 leading companies, property manager companies. One of them is local, we host, and another one is international, Das Homes. They are based in Georgia. So these companies are really very effective in their cooperation. And of course, the main thing that we provide to our clients is just 15% of commission from the daily rental, which is like present in Block A. In Block B, maybe we will increase it a little. As for the maintenance, we of course guarantee high quality to our guests, and this is also very essential issue. We have skiing concept. It considers that all the ski lovers can ski directly to the building, and this is a big priority as well for the people who love to ski. We are having around 200 apartments, and we deliver them fully renovated. Of course, we deliver it furnished in case clients would like, and this is a big comfort to the international and foreigner clients who are buying acquire apartments in our project, because they do not need to bother about all this stuff. Marshal Gudauri offers really competitive price to its clients. It's indicated here, it's around $1,300 to $1,500. And the main thing that I would like to speak is the ROI is the higher there than in other resorts. Definitely you get like 5-7 years return on investment, IRR and yield outcomes comparing to other resorts, which is a big thing in Gudauri, I think, because just in a few words, I would say that this is the small resort which does not have capacity to develop like other resorts in Georgia, because most of the resorts are having the capacity to develop more. This is a small resort, and the prices will never drop that much because the competition is too low there. You have just few space to develop. As for the ski resort in overall about Gudauri, it's one of the leading and most investment-friendly resorts in Georgia. It's distinguished by the abundance of movement throughout the year of the tourists. So, as for the resort, the main issue I was talking about previously, that it's just in 2 hours from the airport, and it's a big advantage, I think, because you get very easy from the capital to the resort, and it has 64 kilometer slopes, which is amazing, and it's very beautiful, 15 lifts, and of course our ski lovers can enjoy the amazing Caucasus Mountains. And of course, currently resort is full of very fancy and stylish hotels, and of course restaurants, cafes. And the main thing is, of course, the clients and the tourists are they are having availability to have good time in the evenings, and it's very it's very good resort for young people who love to have fun and to enjoy life. So that's why we think that, of course, there are a lot of advantages into this term, in the way that heli-ski is not forbidden like in many countries. Paragliding is very popular, free riding is very popular, and it's really making the resort is very special. So nowadays, investing in Gudauri, we think that it's most rational decision, and resort is really beautiful, very beautiful. Next slide. Okay. So this is our restaurant, which we already completed. It's having a Georgian, very tasty cuisine, and for some reason I have a problem. But this is the apartments that you can. We have around 200 apartments. Mostly they are occupied throughout the year. It's very important to know that it's not a winter resort. It's the apartments are occupied on every season. I mean, of course, there are high season in winter when you have like 80, 85, 90% occupancy. But in summer you have practically the same, but the lower rate, of course. We have this nightclub, which is a big thing in Gudauri currently, because most young people are gathering there in the evening. So this is our lobby. Okay. I think I have spoken the most things I wanted to. I would be glad if you will have any questions. I would be very happy to answer.
Thank you, Nuta. It was really interesting and attractive to see your presentation. I believe some of us are already willing to spend holidays or just weekends at Marshall Gudauri, because it is a snow season now. And as you mentioned, you have more occupancy during high season, but in summer also, it's very nice to spend time in Gudauri and get away from that heat of the
have all seasons. I mean, it's considered for some reason that people consider Gudauri as a ski resort, and they think that it's occupied in winter, and you would be so surprised if you will travel there in summer. It's something like unbelievable, because there are a lot of people.
Yes, and it's also very good to get away from the heat of Tbilisi and other cities.
Mm-hmm. Of course, it's more interesting for tourists, because they are willing to see the mountains. It's very beautiful in summer.
Yes, definitely. The nature is very beautiful during all the seasons, whether it's winter or other 3 seasons as well. And Georgia is unique in this case, because we have all these seasons, and also because it's a small country, you can travel lots of directions, even in 24 hours. So you can be in one city, and the same day you can go and ski in the Marshall Gudauri in Gudauri.
So strange for foreigners when you get to the airport, and in 1 hour you are in. You can ski. So it's something like very strange. It's big advantage of our country, I think.
Thank you, Unuta. And I'd like also to thank our presenters from UAE for showing their market potentials and how Dubai is what it is now, and how we can share their practice, and how we can do this matchmaking of doing business. And I would also like to confirm, Mr. Atif, that we are ready to cooperate in all the directions that we can, step by step. And now we have our final presenter, and this is Nino Vasadze, Head of Sales of King's Garden. She truly has a unique project to present. It's located above the historical center of Old Tbilisi, and nearby you can visit old churches and museums and lots of interesting sightseeings. So why King's Garden is investor's choice? Nino Vasadze has the full story and will share with us. Nino?
Sorry, I think it was muted and you could not hear my voice. Thank you, Kate, for organizing this very helpful webinar. We are a new member of the FIABCI, and I think that it's very helpful for all of us to explore a new market potentials for real estate in Georgia. I tried to explain you briefly. I was going to site to show you the views and all the things, but unfortunately, it's not possible. I mean, it's not comfortable for to show you all the benefits, and that's why yesterday I made a small video where I make a speech and show all the benefits that King's Garden project is offering. It's located in the heart of Old Tbilisi. It took almost 10 years. It's very historical. It took a 10 years to demolish all the old buildings, get a new building permit, and very historical place. Views are spectacular. And what we offer is not just a residential or a 5-star hotel. We are offering like a lifestyle. We are offering more than just a residential. We have only 30 apartments. We are not on market. We are not like making advertising our project. We are working like face-to-face for every interested buyer. And in the hotel part, we are having contract with the Radisson Collection. Residential owners will have full access to the 5-star hotel services and plus the management. So let me share the screen where I make a small speech for 3 minutes around. So let me start. And I'm the head of sales at King's Garden Hotels and Residences. Site is prominently located in the historical center of Old Tbilisi on Mirza Shafi Street, which is arguably city's one of the oldest streets, and where legend says Tbilisi was founded in the mid of 5th century. Place is adjacent to the main entrance of the botanical garden with more than 100-hectare territory with beautiful waterfalls, several flora and fauna, and beautiful passes to explore. inspired by old Tbilisi, where traditional and modern architecture merge and creates harmony with the nature. This exclusive development project consists of only 37 apartments and 5-star hotel for 130 rooms. Hotel tower is completely isolated from the residential tower, and between them is a central piazza where there are located restaurants, bars, and other commercial spaces. We offer owners of the residence to become the member of a very selective community. We offer access to the 5-star hotel services, private club membership, and panoramic views all over the old city. And we offer, that's most important, your own botanical garden as a private yard. Also, for the investment purposes, the return for every apartment is from 7 to 10%. Garden is a unique project. It's not just a residences that can be owned by individuals. It's more than that. It's kind of feeling of joy, feeling of proudness that there is your home, that you are living there. I hope the video was working well and not having any technical problems. So thank you everybody for listening this video, and I hope I managed to briefly explain you the general idea of the project. And
thank you, Nino. Thank you very much. And now our today's event is going to end, and we would like to make very, let's say, brief comments on today's very nice and fruitful presentations. First of all, thank you very much for our guests who were listening to us, and our fantastic presentations of Georgian real estate representatives. And here we would like to underline that FIABCI-Georgia is ready to make a bilateral trade agreement with the United Arab Emirates and all the Gulf countries. So what can be potentially our and your interests. And also you have seen that we have so diversified package, beginning from mountains, ending to Rivieras, and also to what we have seen from Nino's presentation, the very old city development project, which is very rare for this kind of ancient cities like Tbilisi, which protects UNESCO as well. So in this case, alongside with Georgian hospitality, which is gastronomy, wine, and spa direction, also any investors from abroad will be absolutely happy with our, let's say, projects, and will get great benefit of Georgian, let's say, opportunity. Thank you very much, and hope to see you soon again. Please, Kate.
Thank you very much, Nutsa. Thank you, everyone. Mr. Mahmoud, thank you for co-organizing this webinar together with us, for bringing such interesting speakers. I would like to thank again our presenters of this webinar, York Towers and Zaha, and also all the participants from Georgia and UAE. And of course, we welcome you to Georgia, which is the country known for its hospitality, and we welcome you to our Pre-Excellence Awards, which is on 20th of May this spring. And as Mr. Atif said, we are now in the days of endemic, so I hope that we will all have happy endemic, and we will have lots of interesting projects to build and to share with each other. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Rika, are you here with us?
Yes, I'm sorry. I have a noisy background, but hope you hear my voice. I would like to thank you, all of you, all participants, and especially FIABCI-Emirates, Mahmoud, for supporting and for organizing this amazing event. Presentations were really very impressive, informative, and hopefully we can together strengthen collaboration between two chapters. As Atif mentioned, we're now entering endemic, and we can now strengthen our trade relations, assign bilateral agreements. And of course, we can share success stories of both countries, especially Dubai success story. It's very impressive, and we can learn a lot, and vice versa. We can share our experiences, our reforms, and this is what we can do to support business relations, economic relations, cultural relations between two countries. With today's gathering, I'm sure we can evolve investments cooperation and expand our relations and attract more investment for both countries and exchange our best knowledges and best expertise. Thank you again to all presenters for amazing informative presentations, and I wish all the success to them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.